Hey, welcome back guys to, you guessed it, part 4 of the supercharger build for the Rally Miata. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series and aren't getting too bored. I promise that as soon as we are finished with this, we're gonna go full blow into the RX-7. We've got a lot of cool stuff for that, including some stuff I haven't talked about yet. Engine swap. In the last episode of this series, we installed this top mount intercooler for the Miata. It's really awesome, it's really unique, and yeah, it's just really awesome. Today, we are going to be cutting a big hole in the hood and making a hood scoop to funnel air through this intercooler. In other news, we have a lot of parts that arrived for this car, including the new ECU and the wideband and some other stuff where you guys have to wait to see. A lot of cool stuff. So, yeah. I guess let's get started. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're gonna do here. Now we want this hole to, as closely as possible, match the shape of the intercooler. That way it will force air through the intercooler and not around it, which would be very pointless. So we're kind of just gonna like shut it and close it and open it a bunch until we can, get a nice tracing of the intercooler on the hood. We'll take the hood off, chop it, then we will reinstall the hood and make a hood scoop for it, which, I don't know how that's gonna go, but it's gonna be fun. But yeah guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and start marking up. Actually, no. We have to clean the hood first before anything. Well, you can really tell the difference between what's clean and what's not. And you know what? This reminds me. All of you guys have been commenting, telling me to super clean my engine bay. Shout out to Chris Fix. I just don't think it's worth it because we're gonna be taking this thing off-roading. It's gonna get dirty all again, and it's also gonna be a huge pain in the butt. This stuff is caked on. Yeah, no, I don't know. If you guys really want me to clean this engine bay, I will, but I don't really want to. I'm gonna use this white paint marker to kind of like mark the corners of the intercooler on the hood, and then we can do straight lines and kind of just go from there. We wanna make sure we don't cut too much because it is always easy to cut more. It's not very easy to add material. So let's go and do this. So I get the paint marker, put it right on the corner here, and then just lower the hood. And we got a nice little dot right here. Bring the hood down. Now we got those 4 nice dots marking the corners of the intercooler. And now we're gonna play a game of connect the dots with an angle grinder. Oh boy. Hey look, the green snake is actually useful. Oh dude, it's light. Oh yeah, we lit, fam. Alright, you know what? I can't say those are the straightest lines I've ever drawn, but they're gonna be good enough. We're probably gonna have to cut more than this anyways. Actually using safety equipment this time. I wanna be able to hear after this and breathe and see. Those are all very good things, so let's get started. Alright, so it's on, kind of. You remove the green snake and you slowly let it down. Oh boys. Not quite there, but pretty good. Needs about a centimeter on this side, maybe a centimeter on this side, and I think that'll be it for now. So, centimeter, centimeter. Oof. Oh yes. It's gonna fit around the intercooler. We usually have to trim out sections for the hoses, I think. I need to trim more in the back for the actual tabs of the thing, and so I just have to trim all the back a little bit more. I rotated the hose clamps so they were pointing down. Let's try this again. Oh wait, I need to put the bolts in. Now it looks like we have to cut out a little sliver here, because if I try to push this down anymore, it's rubbing up right there and stuff. Man, that was a big pain, big pain. I still am gonna do some touching up. Definitely rubbing on the back of the intercooler, so it needs some touching up, so I'll do that. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned up all the cuts that we made, sanded them down, smoothed them out so they can't cut anything, especially fingers. And now we're just gonna do a little bit of quick paint. This will work. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit and then I'll paint this side with some Plasti Dip. Oh! There we go. That's so sick. I love it. Oh my gosh darn, that is so freaking awesome. This little angle grinder pretty much made this car. I mean, it did the front bumper, the rear bumper, the hood, all the really cool stuff. Good job, little buddy. So now I was originally going to make like a traditional hood scoop that's attached to the hood that covers the intercooler. The problem is that I got to thinking, and I don't think it's going to work. With the fact that the intercooler is sticking out of the hood, if we have a hood scoop that just goes over it, and not like tightly over it, then the air is just gonna be forced around it instead of through it. So with that thinking, I decided that I'm gonna try to make a hood scoop that literally attaches to the intercooler and is part of the intercooler instead of part of the hood. I think it's gonna work a lot better. I think it may or may not look cooler, I don't know. This is the kind of thing where I'm gonna do it. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, then I don't have to. As always, I'm gonna start by making a prototype out of cardboard, and then we can make it out of metal. So, yeah boys, let's do it. It might not look like much, but I built the design out of cardboard and then transferred it onto this steel sheets. This is 16 gauge, so it's nice and thick, and it'll do the job. Let's go ahead and cut these out and then start putting it together with rivets. Yes. That's kind of dumb, but also really cool. So, you know what? That's okay. There's still quite a lot to do, but that is the basic idea. Yeah, it looks kind of dumb, but it's gonna work. This took way too much time, and I think it looks kind of cool. From in here, it looks freaking... Oh, that's hilarious. I put in some construction adhesive to help hold it all together and seal in the air. The entire process of making the hood scoop has really encouraged me to learn how to weld, because it would have been a million times easier if I knew how to do that. I could just weld it all up. No need for the ugly sealant and rivets and all that junk, and it would have been so much easier, but I don't know how to weld, so that's why I did it this way. If you're wondering how we're gonna attach the hood scoop to the intercooler, it's gonna be with the construction adhesive. Obviously we can't like drill into it because that would make a hole in the intercooler. That would be bad. That wouldn't work. Air leak, boost leak, no bueno. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is seal the gap between the hood and the intercooler with this. Doing a little test fit of the garage door liner stuff, and it looks terrible. It's a good concept, but it does not look good. Well, here is the hood scoop all finished. It's not quite as good as I expected, but you know what? It's gonna work. I'm not 100% happy with the way this turned out. It took a lot of time, and it doesn't look amazing, but it's gonna work for now. I think what the plan is to run it temporarily, and then eventually have a shop build a real one that's actually welded up, and actually is welded to the intercooler. It's just a bunch more legit, a lot nicer looking. I think that's the plan, because this doesn't really look bad, it just doesn't look great. I'm just frustrated at how long it took. I mean, that took me like 4 days to do. Mostly it was trial and error. Like, I did some things and they didn't work, so I had to redo them. But it sucks because it's been 4 days since I posted the video. And you guys probably think I disappeared off the face of the earth, but really I'm just trying to sit here, make a hood scoop and failing miserably. So I apologize for the lack of videos in the last couple of days, but I did want to try it myself. That's the one thing I like about this channel, is that I try to do everything myself. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and I admit that. So, oh well, we'll get a shop to do it better. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like. Give it a subscribe, give me a subscribe. In the next video, we are going to be installing the ECU and the wideband gauge, getting the car running on standalone ECU. That's gonna be awesome. And then the next video after that, we will be tuning the car. So, boost is coming. I'm so excited, hopefully you guys are too. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out and goodbye. Axel, look, hi. What's that? He really loves the furry mic thing. That's why he always bats at the camera. And he really likes crawling around on the Rally Miata. I don't care that he crawls around on this car because it's plastic dip, it's tough. But not on my other cars. No.